Insurance covered it. She got PAID. What else matters?
Her pain matters. 240 hours as crossing guard. Start tomorrow.
He walked into Judge Caprio's courtroom like he owned it, wearing a $900 Supreme hoodie, AirPods Max in both ears blasting music, phone in hand scrolling through Instagram. Leo Winchester, 24 years old, son of Marcus Winchester, whose net worth was $600 million. Leo didn't walk. He slouched. He didn't acknowledge the judge. He barely looked up from his screen. And when the bailiff told him to remove his AirPods, he sighed like the entire judicial process was beneath him. This wasn't Leo's first citation for reckless driving in a school zone. It was his fourth in less than 2 years. But what Leo didn't know was that his father's money and his famous last name were about to meet Judge Frank Caprio's absolute zero tolerance for endangering children. What happened next would become one of the most talked about moments in courtroom history. Before we show you exactly what happened when privilege met accountability, drop a comment telling us where you're watching from. If you love Judge Caprio's unwavering protection of children and his refusal to let wealth excuse reckless behavior, please support our new channel Judge Caprio Speaks by hitting that subscribe button and giving us a like. We're building a community that believes in real justice, and every subscription helps us share more powerful moments where character matters more than last names. Your support means everything. Providence Municipal Court. Monday morning, March 3rd, 10:30 a.m., Judge Frank Caprio was working through the morning docket when the bailiff called a case that drew immediate attention. Winchester, Leo James, citation number 2025-23456, reckless driving in a school zone, excessive speed, endangering children. Leo entered wearing Supreme hoodie, Fear of God jeans, $800, off-white sneakers, $600, Balenciaga backpack, $2,000, AirPods Max still on his ears, phone glowing in his hand. Everything about him screamed wealth and zero respect. Behind him, Margaret Harrison, his father's exhausted attorney, wore the expression of someone who'd given up making Leo take anything seriously. Leo approached the podium still looking at his phone, AirPods covering both ears. The bailiff said his name twice before he glanced up, annoyed. "Yeah? What?" The gallery erupted. Judge Caprio looked up, eyes narrowing slightly. "Mr. Winchester, remove your headphones and put away your phone, now." Leo pulled off the AirPods but kept them in hand. "Can we make this quick? I have lunch reservations at Al Forno at noon," Margaret whispered urgently. Leo ignored her. "Mr. Winchester, state your full name for the record." "Leo James Winchester, 24. "No, Your Honor. No respect. You're here regarding reckless driving in a school zone. On February 21st at 8:15 a.m., you were clocked at 52 miles per hour in a 20-mile-per-hour school zone outside Vartan Gregorian Elementary School. During morning arrival. Is this accurate?" Leo shrugged dramatically. "I was probably going like 35, maybe 40. The cop's radar was probably off. Those things are notoriously inaccurate. The report states 52. That's more than 2.5 times the speed limit. There weren't even that many kids around. And I drive a Tesla Model S Plaid. Over 1,000 horsepower. I had full control. The speed limit isn't about control. It's about stopping if a child runs into the street. Kids shouldn't run into streets. That's on their parents to teach them safety." The courtroom went silent. A crossing guard stood up before the bailiff gestured for her to sit. "Mr. Winchester, this is your 4th citation for speeding in school zones in 18 months, all at different schools, all during morning arrival. Would you like to explain that pattern?" Leo's phone buzzed. He glanced at it. "I drive through different neighborhoods. School zones last like 2 hours. It's excessive." 2 hours to protect children seems excessive? Most of the time, there aren't even kids near the street. The zones should be dynamic. Judge Caprio's voice carried steel. Mr. Winchester, in November you rear-ended a teacher at a school crosswalk. Sarah Chen. She spent 3 days in the hospital. Do you remember? My dad's insurance covered everything. She got paid. The courtroom erupted. Someone shouted, "Are you kidding me?" Judge Caprio raised his hand for silence. She got paid? She has chronic neck pain. She missed 2 weeks of work. But because insurance paid, everything's fine? What else was I supposed to do? It was an accident. It was negligence. Leo's phone buzzed again. He glanced down. Judge Caprio's voice cut through. Put that phone face down. Now. Leo obeyed, uncomfortable for the first time. Mr. Winchester, your father's money does not protect you from consequences. Your last name does not make you special. Your complete lack of remorse is unacceptable. Judge Caprio picked up his phone. Bailiff Rodriguez, pull Mr. Winchester's complete driving record and all accident reports. 25 minutes passed. Leo checked his phone constantly, sighed dramatically. The gallery watched with growing anger. Bailiff Rodriguez returned with a thick folder. Judge Caprio read in silence, expression darkening. Mr. Winchester, in 2 years you've received 11 traffic citations, 4 for school zones, 3 for running red lights, 2 for illegal street racing, 1 for reckless driving at 105 mph, 1 for driving with a suspended license. Leo shifted uncomfortably. Some got dismissed. Because your father's attorney negotiated, but you still committed those violations. And about the November accident, you hit a teacher's car at a crosswalk. Sarah Chen. Concussion, severe whiplash, herniated disc. She's here today. Judge Caprio gestured. A woman in a crossing guard vest and neck brace stood. Sarah Chen approached slowly, clearly in pain. Ms. Chen, would you like to address the court? Sarah faced Leo. 5 months ago, I was doing my job, helping children cross. I saw your Tesla coming too fast. I thought, he'll stop. Crossing guards have stop signs. Cars always stop. She touched her neck brace. You didn't stop. The impact gave me a severe concussion. Whiplash, the doctors said, was some of the worst they'd seen. Herniated disc in my C5 vertebra. I couldn't teach for 2 weeks. When I came back, the children were terrified. They'd heard about the accident. Some had nightmares. She pulled out paper. This is from 6-year-old Emma. She wrote, I love you, Miss Chen. I'm scared about cars. Please don't get hurted again. Her voice strengthened. Your insurance paid $45,000. But money doesn't fix fear. Every morning when I'm out there, I hear a car approaching and my heart races. Money doesn't fix nightmares. Money doesn't fix that I can't turn my head without pain shooting down my spine. Tears flowed. I'm supposed to protect children, but now I'm afraid because someone like you, someone with a $130,000 car, decided school zones don't apply to him. The courtroom was silent except for Sarah's crying. Leo stared at the floor, face drained of color. Thank you, Ms. Chen. Judge Caprio turned to Leo. She just told you how your reckless driving affected her life and the children she protects. She's wearing a neck brace because of you. Children have nightmares because of you. Do you have anything to say? I'm sorry. Leo's voice was barely audible. You're sorry now. But when it happened, your response was, insurance covered everything. That's not remorse. That's avoiding accountability. Judge Caprio picked up his gavel. Here's what's going to happen. Your speeding fine is $500 for reckless endangerment. Your pattern of violations, your lack of remorse, and your disrespectful behavior, I'm adding 7,500. Total, 8,000. Leo's eyes widened. $8,000? Your license is suspended for 18 months. No driving, no exceptions. But I need my car. Your father can provide transportation. You're also sentenced to 240 hours of community service as a crossing guard at Vartan Gregorian Elementary, the same school where you hit Ms. Chen. You'll stand at that crosswalk with a stop sign and protect the children you endangered. Leo looked horrified. That's humiliating. Everyone will know. Good. Maybe it'll discourage other entitled people from driving recklessly. You'll work 7:30 to 8:30 a.m., 5 days a week. You'll wear the official vest. Ms. Chen will supervise you. Your Honor, please. And Mr. Winchester, if you fail to complete these hours, show up late, disrespect Ms. Chen, drive during suspension, or mock this on social media, you will spend 1 full year in state prison. Not county jail, prison. Do I make myself clear? Leo nodded, unable to speak. I need a verbal response. Yes, Your Honor. His voice cracked. Being a Winchester means nothing here. What matters is you endangered children and showed zero remorse. Now you'll learn what Miss Chen does every day. Maybe you'll learn other people's lives matter. The gavel fell with a sharp crack. Court is adjourned. 3 weeks later, Leo Winchester stood at the Vartan Gregorian crosswalk in a yellow safety vest. His Supreme hoodie was home. His Tesla was parked. His pride was shattered. Sarah Chen arrived to supervise. You hold the sign like this. Arm extended fully. Watch for cars both directions. Your job is to protect the children, always. That comes before everything. Your comfort doesn't matter. The children matter. Understand? Leo nodded. Yes, ma'am. Over the following weeks, Leo learned things he'd never known. Crossing guard work was harder than it looked. Standing in the cold made his feet ache. He learned children's names. Emma, scared of cars. Marcus, who asked about his day. Sophia, who brought him hot chocolate one freezing morning. He learned which drivers respected school zones and which didn't. When he saw cars speeding toward the crosswalk, he felt his heart spike, understood viscerally what he'd been putting people through. One morning in his 8th week, a black Tesla came speeding toward the crosswalk. Leo had his stop sign up, but the driver wasn't slowing. Without thinking, Leo grabbed Emma's arm and pulled her back as the Tesla blew through at 45 miles per hour. Emma was crying. Leo knelt down, hands shaking. You're safe. I've got you. I won't let anything happen to you. Emma's mother ran over, face white. Thank you. Oh my God. Thank you. Leo held the trembling child and finally understood. The terror, the vulnerability, the trust he'd violated every time he'd sped through a school zone. That evening, Leo called Sarah Chen. Ms. Chen, it's Leo. I understand now. What I did to you. What I've been doing to these kids. A car almost hit Emma today and I... His voice broke. I'm so sorry. Sarah was quiet. Did you stop the car? I pulled Emma back. She's safe. Then you did your job. That's what we do. We protect children. Long pause. Keep showing up, Leo. Every day. That's how you make it right. Not with words. With action. 6 months later, Leo completed his 240 required hours, then signed up for another 240 voluntarily. He took training to become a certified crossing guard. He started arriving at 7:15, helping Sarah set up. He started a nonprofit funding crossing guards at underfunded schools across Rhode Island. He spoke at high schools about reckless driving, showing before and after, Supreme hoodie in court, crossing guard vest at school. He'd sold his Tesla, bought a hybrid sedan, drove exactly the speed limit. 1 year after sentencing, Emma wrote him a letter. Dear Mr. Leo, you are the best crossing guard. You saved me from the scary car. You keep us safe. I love you. Emma. Leo kept that letter in his wallet. Every time he was tempted to check his phone while driving, every time he thought about speeding, he looked at Emma's handwriting and remembered what mattered. Judge Frank Caprio kept Leo Winchester's case file in his desk, a reminder that privilege can be unlearned, that entitlement can be confronted, that protecting children matters infinitely more than convenience or status, that sometimes the best punishment is forcing someone to face the people they've harmed and do the work they dismissed. And that wealth can buy many things, but it cannot buy character, cannot buy redemption, and cannot buy the trust of a 6-year-old child who waves every morning at the crossing guard who keeps her safe. If you love Judge Caprio's fierce protection of children and his powerful way of teaching privileged youth about real responsibility, please support Judge Caprio Speaks by subscribing and hitting that like button. Your support helps us share these crucial moments where justice protects the most vulnerable. What do you think? Should repeat school zone offenders automatically lose their licenses? Should wealthy families face the same consequences as everyone else? Drop your thoughts, and if this story reminded you that children's safety is sacred, share it with someone who needs that message. Dramatization for storytelling and education, not legal advice or reporting.